keep the faith when you're in a store? When a little old lady's up there counting 100 pennies to pay for her little bag of groceries, how many of you have patience? And ain't saying a bunch of words under your breath you shouldn't say. I hate to say it, there's a lot of Christians that do that. The place we was at last night, I seen a young lady out there. She was out there, singing and praising God, and after it was over with, she was mad at somebody, and she was out there every other word is ML. How do you come in there and praise God and everything and walk out the door and start using words like this? That's where we got to be strong as Christians. You got to show your faith everywhere at all times. You got to show your fruits. Because right there, that wasn't very good fruits. And her excuse, she apologized to me for saying it, but she apologized and said that she's a baby's mom. I'm sorry, my mama never spoke to me that way. She never come out with words like that. And, if you want to be a godly mama, don't talk like that. Because your kids will see it. And they will use it. For instance, we was watching TV one day, and it come out and said the A word. And it done went on. Next thing I know, Evan looks over at us, and he goes, that guy said kiss my A. So you got to be careful where your kids hear it. They will repeat it. Especially when you're out in stores or, where you got your family with you. And they hear you at home using these words. You're out in the store and they're all of a sudden going to come out with that word in front of a bunch of people. How are you going to try to cover that one up? Especially if it's a church member sitting there with you. And you're talking to them and they come out with a word. That's going to be kind of hard to get rid of. Like, where'd your kid hear that word? Especially if they're not in school. Even when we're driving down the road, some people has this road rage problems. Some people have cell phone problems, but okay. Yeah. And also when you're sticking your hand out the window and flying a little finger. I remember, I heard, I think it was John Hagee one time was talking about it in one of his sermons. He's going down the road, he's behind a car, and he got aggravated with him. He was hollering and carrying on. Of course, he said he had his windows up, they couldn't hear him or nothing, but he was doing it to himself. God heard it. And then when he gets on up to the church, he goes to pull in, it was one of his own church members. He's sitting there telling off one of his own church members because they didn't drive fast enough. So you got to always have Christ-like at all times. Even when you think no one is watching you, that usually when your kids see, and this is the best part, when they see you, as men of Christ, we are to live moral and virtuous lives. Based on scriptural principles. You got to live exactly the way this Bible says. It tells you to be more like Christ. Walk in the ways of Christ. Jesus walked this earth. He walked without sin. He was perfect. But we're to strive to be perfect. That's why every day you get up, you need to pray that God's going to touch you, lead you, keep you safe through the day, keep you calm, especially if you have issues with your anger. Pray that God's going to touch you. Say, Lord, please touch my anger today that I can go to work. I won't have no problems. I won't get mad at somebody. I won't tell them off. Because once you get up there and tell somebody off, you done ruined your witness. I hate to say it. Even if you was in the right, they did something wrong against you, you're not supposed to go up and just tell them off. You need to go up to them, hey brother, hey, do you realize this is what it's supposed to be? I just want to show you. Be calm about what you do. Don't get mad at them because if it screws up your thing you was doing at work. Go up to them and talk to them and be kind about it. I worked for a while at the plastic factory, and I get really aggravated when I pull the parts out of the press and I break them down. And usually it's a guy and a girl how they pair them up. The girl's over there trimming the parts up. And they keep cutting holes through the parts. And I got to keep making extra and stay longer because they ruin my parts. It was hard to keep my cool because I didn't want to stay there at work. I wanted to go home to my family. You always got to watch your walk at all times. The result will not only be the renewal of our own lives. As men, it will bring renewal to our families, to our churches, to our communities, and ultimately to the world. And it is working because the secret of all successful marriages and successful parenting always results in two hands. You understand what I'm saying? It takes two to make a successful house, to make a successful marriage. So if you're not one in your marriage, I'm sorry, you're going to butt heads so much in that house. You're going to argue so much. I mean, me and truly, everything is one. We do everything together, no matter what we do. Whatever money she makes, whatever money I make, where's one? We pay the bills. All of our bills are already together. Like she likes to groom dogs on the side, and she automatically comes in and says, "All right, what bills we need to take care of? Is there any bills left over we need to take care of?" It's all one. She ain't hiding this from me to have for herself at the end of the month when I run out and she's got money. It's hard to be one if you don't share everything. And the first and foremost in the hand of God. Secondly, in our hands, if we allow those hands to be linked together, the result is incredible. Just like you got Dave and Anita back there. They sit together. There's one. They do everything together. From what I'm understanding, David spoils her. He does everything for her. Cooks, cleans everything.
He does.
If it rains, he takes her to work so she ain't got to drive.
He does.
That's what we got to strive to be. You can't just come home. Honey, you got my supper ready? I'm hungry. Hurry up and get it. And you're sitting in a recliner and you go, "Hey, can you go and get a Coke out fridge or bring it to me?" What do you think she's done all day? For us fathers, we got to be priests of the house. We got to get up and show the love of us to the family. You go, "Honey, how was your day?" Come in here and give her a big hug. And if you're the type that's the kissy type, give her a kiss. I know that's the way it truly is. I got to give her, when I worked, I had to give her a kiss before I left. If I walked up the door and forgot, she was hollering at me to come back. Even though it was 1 o'clock in the morning. She made sure she got it before I left out that door. And, it will, if we live godly lives, then the odds are that our children will live godly lives. Right? And just like Jerry's children, they try to live a godly life at home and everything, and you can see when they come in. These kids they're always asking questions. Hey, I read this. I did this. I found this in the Bible. It's really exciting. They always talk about stuff all the time to us in class, and that shows me what they see at home. If they come in all the time and they ain't got a clue what we're teaching, I'm going to be wondering and question the parents. Are you teaching your kids at home? Don't expect to come to church and your kids only learn about God at church and go home and they're not going to learn nothing. They're going to learn a little bit, but what they learn the most from is from you. Y'all are the ones that teach your kids every day by examples of what you do, what you say to your kids. With our situation going on, we used to, a lot of times, we set up the table and have our own little Bible study with the kids. Just sit there reading the Word with them and explain it to them so they can understand it. Because they're young, they're not going to understand the Word real good, but you got to teach them how to understand it. Okay? Don't sit there and act like you don't know what I'm talking about. Everybody says, I'm not teaching my kid right. It'll make you think about that, Now, there are times when we mean, do not always say what I mean, okay? Now, ladies, it's y'all's time, okay? You might want to go find her real quick. Okay? To translate for your future benefit, when a man says, now y'all listen up, Angela, hurry, get back. You need to hear this.
She's got Ariel in the
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Maybe she can hear me downstairs. I'll talk a little louder.
Let me take notes.
When a man says, "Take a break, honey. You are working too hard." How many of you men have said that? What he really means is, "I can't hear the game. Quit vacuuming." Okay? When he says, "I heard you," okay, it means, "I haven't the foggiest clue what you just said, and I'm hoping desperately that I can fake it well enough that you will not spend the next 3 days telling me I never listened to you." I have to admit, I have heard that. When you guys say, "That's not what I meant," how many of you said that? I figured I'd get a couple hands out of that one. He means, if something I said can be interpreted 2 ways, and one of the ways makes you sad or angry, I meant it the other one. And lastly, when you guys say, "I can't find it," he means, I did not fall into my outstretched hands, so I'm completely clueless where it is. Now, I'm speaking the truth here, ladies. Amen? I don't hear too many amens coming out of ladies that they thought that was true. So I guess that us men are doing good. Uh-oh, sorry, Jerry, she's on her way.
You're in
It's a good thing I already finished up. Oh, you want to back it up to one? Which one was your favorite one? Okay. You know, in Ephesians and again in Colossians, Paul shares the word that he receives from the Lord concerning the children and their parents. And he writes, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, that for this is right. Honor your mother and father, which is the first commandment," okay? "But they promise that it may go right with you, that you may enjoy long life on earth." How many of you read that scripture in the Bible? Amen? Then he writes, "Fathers, do not provoke your children. Do not, especially your children. Instead," now listen up, "bring them up in the training and instructions of the Lord." Amen? Do not provoke. You know, that's fairly easy to do. I made Tyler mad several times, and I know he probably wanted to get up and leave the house and not come back. You know, we got to strive not to provoke him to anger. Especially when they get older teens. You know, if you really, really tick off a kid, they're liable to take off, and you're not going to see them for days, weeks. Some disappear and never come home. And it's sad to see. You know, I hate to see these kids on the news all the time or on Facebook. Missing kid, missing kid, missing kid. You ever wonder why they're missing? And it all comes from being at home. You know, if they don't have a Christ-like home, many of these kids get mad and they're gone. Because they want to get out of their homes. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear mom and dad yelling at them all the time. And then I guarantee you, most of the time when they're yelling at their kids, it's because the parents can't get along. Because they're too busy yelling at each other and they're taking it out on the kids. And that shows where you're an example for your kids. Because when they get older, they will do the exact same thing. They're going to fight with their spouse. They're going to fight with their kids. And how many of you in here have seen it where kids have been abused? The parents, the father, that's where a lot of it I've seen come from. The fathers beat their kids. And that example, when that kid gets older, a lot of times they beat their kids. And it's sad. And it's a curse in that family. It really is. You got to pray. When you see that happening, pray for that family. Pray that God touches the heart of that person and breaks that curse. You don't want to see no kid abused. Never do. You know, and do not accentuate your children. Do not break your promises. You make a promise to your child, make sure you follow through with it. You keep breaking promises, that's what they're going to expect. That's all you are. It's just somebody that breaks promises. Do not neglect them or mindlessly indulge them. They're even with them that they lose all respect of you instead. Just think about that. If you're all the time telling them you're going to do this, you're going to do that all the time, and especially if for the kids that's in homes that's separated. You know, the dad's always saying, yeah, I'm going to be here at that game. I'm going to be at this game for you. And he never shows. You're always breaking that promise for him. And that child will lose respect of you. I hate to say that. And, you know, if you have problems with, you know, going on in your life that's with you and your child, you need to make it right. You really do. If you sit there and just let it go on and go on and go on and go on, that child will never respect you, and that he or she will never ever come back to you. You may die one day, and they won't show up for your funeral. And it's sad. You know, I actually seen it recently where a gentleman died, and our kids didn't come. And it's because he didn't pull the kids. You know, they's like, you know, well, he wasn't dad to me. And to you, you're dead to them. You know, just like in the scriptures where you talk against your brother, like I said last week, and you murder them. You know, you go against your kid all the time like that, you're dead to them. You don't exist. You know, so you need to make sure you make it right between your kids and you. I mean, think about it. Today's Father's Day, and your child don't even call you up and tell you Happy Father's Day. Something's wrong. Okay. All right. I'll take it. You bring them up in training and instructions of the Lord. Someone once said, a boy loves his mother, but will follow his father. What does a mother normally do in the house? That. But if your child gets hurt, what happens? Exactly. What does a father do? Get up, quit crying, and go on. You know, the mother is the love of the house. But yet, a young boy will always follow his father, no matter what. You know, they're going to see what he does, and they'll tough up and go. You know, mama may have come running to put a Band-Aid on it, and they're going to tell her to leave him alone because he's a tough guy and he's going to do what his daddy said. You know, parents is never easy. Trying to be a parent, it isn't. Now, I know experience. I got my own too, and I'm sure most of the people in here, but Virginia's got kids, but she does deal with mine, so she kind of gets experience with it. It's not easy being a father or a mother. It has incredible challenges, incredible pains, as well as incredible joys. I know probably every one of you has went through every one of those situations. You know, we can do no better things for our children than personally walking in the way we should go. That is the best thing you can do for your children, right? You know, bring them to church. Every time this door is open, you should be here and have your child here. You need to support this church and support your kids. Have them in the house of the Lord. You know, if you have a hard time at home teaching your kids the Bible, make sure they're here every time this door's open. You know, they need to learn the Word. And the only way they're going to learn the Word is by hearing somebody teach it to them. And who's the teachers here? The mother and fathers, adults. We are the examples for our children. You know, by the actions we do in church. By us getting up and praising God. You know, by us up here flying flags. The children see us. They see how you praise God, and it trains them on what to do when they get over. Amen? To be mature in the faith and to continually open to the transforming power of Christ. You know, that's something I always try to do. You know, I'm always trying to be a better witness for my children. You know, I try my best to watch, especially when I first got hurt, it was rough in my house. And you can ask Tyler, he will tell you. When I'm hurting really, really bad, He'll go to mom and say, Daddy's being mean. You know, and I hear it, and it hurts my heart. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's I'm having a very, very bad day. I don't realize my actions. But my children see it, and then they go back and saying stuff, and then they come to you later, and you know, Daddy, you was really mean. Why are you being like that? And that's why I gotta watch myself. No matter how bad I hurt, I gotta try my hardest to still walk Christ like in front of my children. Because if he sees me, if I keep on going like I was, getting mean, aggravated, you know, I would get my holler all the time. Because when you're in a lot of pain, you get really tense. You lose your cool easy, very, very easily. I don't know how many of you in here has been through something where it's a lot of pain you've had to go through and suffering before you got through it. I know Janet has. And she's done been through the middle like me. But it's hard to keep your cool. Especially when it first hits you, this pain does, and you got to deal with it. But you got to learn to overcome it. Let God take control. Okay?